Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the group stages of the Winter Cup 2026. My name is Taboshi. I'm joined today by Dells,
Hello.
and we've got Nebula as our host and observer for this marathon of a Spy Party cast. We've got 7 matches to get through. There are going to be a few breaks and caster swaps in the middle, but buckle up. We're going to be here all night.
Yeah, I mean, the Winter Cup is really all about community spirit, and there's a lot of matches being played in not that much time. And so the decision was made that we want to showcase as many players as possible. So we're going to be doing one match every hour, and that's going to be 7 matches total today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time and it's going to be a long time. We're going to start things off down in Group F with Aiko versus AJ the Best.
Yeah, and so if you look at the right side of the screen here, you can see all the groups. The groups in the Winter Cup are chosen by random draw. There's no seeding based on any past events or anything like that. It is completely random. So it's always fun to see who you end up against every year. And Group F shook out in an interesting way because the first thing you might notice if you look at Group F is you have Nebula here, who just placed first in Platinum in the SCL season and is going up to
Monster.
Diamond. Uh, and so Nebula, probably the favorite to win Group F. And then you have a newer player in Dodo. And then you have AJ and Aiko, who are, I think, sort of in the middle. And only 2 people are going to move on from this group. And so if you assume that Nebula is going to move on, which, he's, maybe the favorite. It could be the case that AJ and Aiko are fighting for second place, and so their very first match in week 1 might be the most decisive one for both of them.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how this shakes out. But as you say, this is a very big match for both of these players, and we haven't even played any other Winter Cup yet.
Yeah, we're starting off with really one of the most important matches for this group. So looking at the draft, the way it works for Winter Cup, it's not like in other competitions where you get to pick one venue at a time. There are dedicated venue sets named after milkshake flavors. So you have the banana set, the chocolate set, the vanilla set, strawberry, mango, and coconut. Coconut is the wild card set with some crazy setups that you don't see in any other competitions. But these 2 players have chosen banana and chocolate. So banana is actually an interesting one as well. Banana takes venues where the spy usually has to do 3 missions or 5 missions. And this time they have to do 4. So like library and veranda, those are usually any 5 of 8. Here they're any 4 of 8. High rise is also an any 4 of 8 now, even though it's usually 3 of, I don't know, 3 of 5, 3 of 6, 3 of 7. It changes a lot.
Yeah.
And then there's pub, which was typically classically designed to be a 4 of 7. But it's usually not played that way because too many guests just get stuck. They crowd around in too many little places. So it's usually played with less missions.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting pool of venues. I have always been very interested to see what happens when you try to play the big venues as 4 ofs in a competitive setting. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, I think. But the small venues as 4 ofs is going to be very interesting for an entirely different reason.
Yeah, and then AJ chose the chocolate set, which, as you can see, has all of our occlusion venues and balcony. So AJ maybe the underdog going into this, just because I know Aiko's been around for a while, whereas AJ took a break for a little bit. So perhaps AJ wants the balcony. It's a little bit more swingy, so he could get some points there. But AJ bans the veranda 4 of 8. So sadly, if you like seeing the 5 of 8 venues played as 4 of 8, we're only going to be getting the library. And Aiko doesn't ban the balcony. Aiko is fine playing balcony. He actually bans Tan.
So we do have balcony in the pool. It's going to be Pub Redwood's high-rise aquarium, library balcony as our set of games. Starting things here on Pub with Aiko on the Spy first, AJtehbest on the Sniper. Let's get into this without any further delay in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and so I was talking about how this venue
Oh,
usually is
that's an
played with less guests. Oh
immediate
god.
bug during that big crowding at the front. You were talking about those big rushes with people getting caught up on each other, and that's a brilliant way to take advantage of it right off the top of the set.
My god, yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. The entryway to the pub just ends up way too crowded when you have this many guests, and it just causes people to bump around with each other nonstop. And I just immediately took advantage of that to get a bug, which I think that's a pretty good play. I don't know if the sniper was able to catch anything that was happening there at the start, and so Aiko already has that one mission clean.
Yeah, my guess is that was completely invisible. It's very hard to get a look at that hand when it's pointing away from the camera and there are that many people in between. Plus, we were a bit behind the ambassador, just sort of trailing behind and barely able to be in range when that finally came off. So I suspect that is a completely clean bug. We've got 26% on the flirt as well, and in conversation with the double agent.
Yeah, now it has been a while since Pub 4 of 7 has been played competitively, so Aiko does still need to get the other missions done. We're going to get the contact done right now, and honestly, it's a really good contact. The conversations are really full, and we were hanging out with the double agent for so long that our timing doesn't look suspicious at all. Safety is actually coming off on another guest. Looks like it's coming off on Tex.
This is such a good start from Aiko. He's really lining things up incredibly well. Still 2.5 minutes to play, so lots of time to work with. And as you were saying, it looks like AJ is looking at someone else entirely. This is very much Aiko's game to lose.
Right. The only problem is that we don't have much flirt progress. Oh god, our ST comes to us right here at the window. I think we're a little too far away. Are we going to scoot closer? Yeah. Oh my god. We walked around him. I think if we just scooted 2 steps, it might have looked really obvious. So we tried to take the longer path, but then it didn't work out because he walked away. But we're going to go into the statue now. That's guaranteed mission progress. And then we'll just need to finish the flirt.
Yeah, we were really banking on him taking a watch check at that window, and he simply did not. That's going to be a swap to finish it off as well. He's leaning into a 50-50 after that good of a start. This is a scary situation to be in, especially with so many lowlights. I think we just got a lowlight being pulled over as well. This could be the disaster for Aiko.
I'm shocked that we would go for a swap instead of finishing the flirt, but Rocker's picking up the statue now. She's a low light. She's not being watched at the statue, but we zoom over, we see the statue change.
I think you gotta look at it. He finds the right shot. Aiko throws away what could have been a perfect first game, and AJtehbest is able to suss out exactly where that came from on the sniper side.
You know, I was saying maybe Aiko was not properly estimating how much time he had left to get that flirt done. You know, I was saying we haven't really played 4 of 7 Pub with this amount of time on the clock. Maybe Aiko is used to the shorter time on Pub and thought, oh god, 26% flirt, I'm not going to be able to finish it. And then he messed up the flirt at the windows. Maybe he thought he couldn't get it done, so he went for a swap instead. Wow, I can't believe how that game ended.
Yeah. Absolutely. I really thought Aiko had that one in the bag with how good that start was, but sometimes it doesn't quite work out that way. Let's see what AJtehbest can do on the spy side of Pub 4 of 7 in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, I mean, AJ probably looking at the replay after that, realizing, wow, I was really spared. I was not going to be able to shoot the spy there. And so AJ starting off pretty aggressively here, taking the purloin from the bar without even taking a drink, just walking away, but with the option to delegate a purloin.
Yeah, very early first flirt as well, immediately picks up 51% and then quickly sends the seduction target away. So out we go to the far end of the sidewalk here, trying to be as inconspicuous as possible while the delegate comes off.
Yeah, I think that's honestly a good choice. Aiko might not be used to sniping 4 of 7 pub, maybe had a lot of things to watch at the start because there's more guests than usual. And so AJ just takes the chance to maybe get away with the purloin. I don't know if Aiko was tracking who was at the bar. Apparently, not very well, as the civilian gets shot for it.
Yeah, and that was very clearly off of a purloin. Zoomed in on the bar, saw Smallman taking the list and the list not being there, and immediately snapped back and shot Seek for it, but it was not the right shot.
There's just a lot of things to watch at the start of this venue when there's 19 guests. Seek was at the bar, that's true. But Aiko took the wrong shot there. And so AJ starts the set up 2-0.
Yeah, that's a very strong start for AJtehbest. Going in to balcony next up. Bug, Contact, Seduce are the three missions we've got to play with. Let's see what Aiko is able to do with this in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, and this is a venue that AJ chose, but if Aiko manages to bring back the scoreline here, that would be pretty funny. But Aiko playing as Orange Sari, who does have a really good standing bug as well, and she even gets the first flirt 51%. Nice.
Yeah, a very nice positioning for the first flirt. Contact coming off as well with only the ambassador out of conversation. Although Kane was in the middle of a drink take, so that's a low light that was able to be picked up there. We'll
Yeah, if
see.
Aiko can just stand here next to Queen and hit another green flirt, it would be nearly impossible for AJ to shoot for it. If it's a white flirt, though, then things will get interesting. Or if Queen leaves, but she hasn't left yet, and there's probably only, another 10 seconds or so on the flirt timer, so we should be able to get it.
There's the cooldown, but she does step away. Now, we do have this spot in conversation still available. Now on both sides of us, we're in the perfect spot to just let Queen come back to us. It's kind
Yeah,
of
hopefully Wheels doesn't take it. No, he
kind of
doesn't.
a
Oh, she's
2 in
walking the
3
window.
chance that she'll be in a good spot for us right now, and she picks the far side of the conversation. Disaster for Aiko.
Oh god, man, if we had flirted 0.2 seconds earlier, we could have gotten it before she left. But now it's looking like we're not going to be able to finish at all. I don't think we can get next to her. We have to hope for one more green flirt. Maybe if she goes to the windows again, we can join her and it wouldn't look too suspicious because we haven't moved all game. We're going to go to the windows.
20
Maybe
seconds.
if
There is a spot open at the back corner here. 13 seconds, it's going to be overtime no matter how this ends, except if it ends like that! A shot comes off, it's not the right one, and Aiko is on the board.
Oh my god, and this time Aiko's the one feeling bailed out. But that's how it goes on balconies sometimes. You're so focused on getting your flirt done and you don't realize that there's another guest who's probably been talking a lot and getting flirt suspicion himself. So Wheels takes the bullet, and that's Aiko's first point on the board.
It is hard to hold a shot on balcony. Let's see what AJtehbest can do on the spy side here. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, AJ really wants to win this one because AJ came out with a lead on balcony on pub, and if he just loses it all on balcony, that's gonna feel bad.
Yeah,
But we're
it
not in
certainly
the
will.
greatest position here. The seduction target is all the way across from us, so we're not gonna get a great flirt. And so yeah, you don't even flirt at all in this case. You don't want to be seen talking. You just leave and maybe hope for a better setup later.
Yeah, it's a little bit risky trying to delay that. Oh, this is a very unexpected conversation positioning. Going back to where you were is always suspicious, but especially because you are not really getting anything from it. Oh, this is very interesting. We're actually using our flirt to send the seduction target away rather than
Is
actually
that
getting
it,
any
or
progress here.
no, I think it's not that we hit a red test, it's just that they left the moment
Oh,
we started flirting. So we were trying to flirt. But honestly, I don't think trying to flirt is the way to go. I don't think you can finish missions here, well, unless you
yeah.
bug. So I think you just kind of hope for a civilian to be shot at this point, which is sort of a passive game plan, but it can work, as we just saw.
Yeah, at this point, I think you're right. We've just not been able to get enough done here. We do still need to show a contact, though.
Yeah, without a contact, there's no reason for the sniper to shoot. Ideally, we do it with the double agent in conversation because then we
Yep,
can
here we
always
go.
finish
Now's
with
the
a
time.
bug.
And the red.
It's a green too. And
Oh!
there's the shot. AJtehbest just made sure he wasn't one of the people on the sniper's radar, takes a contact late in the game to induce the shot, and it works out just fine. 3-1 in AJ's favor is the current scoreline.
Yeah, the safety came off and it was on us for a second, and I was about to be amazed, like, how did we get shot after all that? But no, it's just because Salmon was standing right next to us. So AJ does maintain the lead going into the next venue.
And the red.
Next venue is going to be High Rise, any 4 of 8, 15 guests, 3 minutes and 45 on the clock. It's another interesting one. Let's see what AiCoVT is able to do with it to start things off in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, we're right near the ambassador. I wonder if we're going to see a bug again, but we're not. Aiko has picked up some sort of accidental low light, but surely that's going to be brought back up at some point.
You would imagine so, but if they didn't notice they took that low light, oh, that goes straight to a highlight, actually.
Why does it go to a highlight though? What? Just because, like, I don't know.
The
Are you
world
thinking
may
like,
never
oh,
know.
what did that person do to make me accidentally low light them? That's suspicious. I don't know, but
Yeah.
we seem to be getting away with a microphone as a highlight though.
Absolutely. Luckily, there was a lot of activity elsewhere in the venue and not much going on over there, so Sniper's eyes are going to be elsewhere, and we're able to pick up that animation transfer to get green microfilm in the pocket. Second flirt is a white test at like a medium distance to bring us up to 65%.
Yeah, it's generally hard to get away with microfilm on high rise, and we don't see spies do it a lot, but that's because high rise is usually only played as, you know, a 3 of 6 or a 3 of 7. I think it's fun to see all the missions on high rise. It makes the microfilm a lot more viable. Again, the issue is like on pub, there's sort of that choke point in the hallway where if a lot of guests walk through it at the same time, it gets crowded. So that's why this isn't usually played as a 4 of 8 with this many guests. But all of the missions are really viable on this venue, so I do love to see it as a 4 of 8.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this choke point isn't quite egregious as the one on pub, though.
No, not as much, especially because at the start of the game it gets really crowded on pub, whereas here on high rise I think there's more other spaces for guests to go at the start. It doesn't get as crowded over there, but we haven't gotten too much done here. We are trying to set up for a contact though. We have the double agent with us. The conversations are sort of medium full. I think we want them to be filled up a little bit more before we go for the contact, but if we wait too long the double agent could leave and never come back, so I'm a little bit worried about our pacing at this point.
Well, our own conversation's starting to fill up fairly well. This might be the opportunity. There are still a couple people out, but it's a pretty good one at the moment, especially now that Teal has, gone for the briefcase, apparently, as the
It looked like she
ambassador
was
steps
joining.
in next to them.
Yeah, I don't know if you wait any longer for this contact. I don't know. Never mind the contact. I don't know about finishing 4 missions at all. So
Here's
we
the
go for the
contact, though.
contact here. It's
It
right
does
after we
finally come
rejected.
off.
It looks a little spy-like to reject a drink and then contact because it looks like you could be doing the purloin. I bet the sniper is watching us right now. But, oh my god, this is actually a really long reject chain. The sniper's probably really distracted by that. But are
Yeah.
we going to use that to go get anything else done, or are we just waiting here?
Just waiting, it looks like. We're able to get a third test on the flirt. This one to bring us up to 92%. Now
green
is where we actually take the purloin. So that is a green purloin having been taken. Away
Yeah,
we
and so all
go
we need
to
is...
our
oh.
statues. There's the take on the purloin. We didn't get much of a reject chain that time around, but it's not being watched. We haven't seen the list gone at all.
Yeah, we're swapping a statue instead. We're just giving up on the microfilm. We just need one more flirt here. And
Yep,
those statues not being
swap
looked
done,
at.
purloin done. Neither of them have come even close to being noticed. There's mission win countdown. We've got 5 seconds and no reaction from AJtehbest. Aiko gets through again from the spy side.
What is it with AiCo and just like abandoning missions that they've got partial progress on to finish with a swap instead? It's like, oh, I thought, oh, we purloined, we're gonna go to the bookshelf and do a microfilm. Nope, it's a swap. But this time it completely worked. I don't know if AJ was on top of the purloin or the swap.
I don't think he ever had the swapped statue on camera. He had this weird wide angle where that particular statue was just caught behind the screen. I don't think he ever actually had it on camera, and only very briefly had the tray on camera. He was looking at something else entirely.
There were a lot of suspects in this party, it looks like. I mean, it's a big guest count and a lot more missions to watch than usual, so snipers aren't necessarily used to playing this high-rise setup.
Absolutely. Let's see what Aiko can do with it from the sniper side with a chance to tie up the match versus AJtehbest's Spy in 3, 2, 1, playing it. I was about to start talking about which missions are off, but none of the missions are off.
Yeah, I mean, I 4 of 8 high rise is great. Just there, like every mission on high rise is viable, so it always feels bad when you have to turn some of them off. And honestly, it's a lot to watch for the sniper. This venue gets really crowded. It can be hard to see everything. It's not considered what do you call it, an occlusion venue, but there are a lot of screens blocking your view. You can't see everything at once, so it's definitely a lot of pressure for the sniper on this variation.
Yeah, 4 of 8 high rise is a very, very different feel than 3 of.
Yeah, you have to be watching for a lot of things, and the spy might actually go for a swap here. You don't see the swap very often on 3 of 6 or 3 of 7, but on 4 of 8, the spy could be going for a swap at any time, and there's a lot more people visiting the statues, so there's just a lot to watch, but AJ hasn't done much this game other than just going for the contact right now.
Yep, early contact, 4, I believe, lowlights available. 3 taken. There's the 4th. So gets all the lowlights that were able to be picked up. And into blue bookcase goes AJtehbest to start some microfilm business, I expect. No, the
Yeah,
book
we
just goes
didn't go
back
for
down
it.
again.
I think there were moments we could have gotten away with it because the sniper was zoomed in, but AJ didn't know that, and I guess just decided it wasn't the right play after all. There wasn't much happening on the other side of the
Ah,
venue, so I think the sniper was going to be looking.
seduction target bails on us as well, so now ticking down to 2 minutes, and we have no progress on flirt whatsoever. No progress at all other than this contact. AJtehbest is running out of time.
Yeah, I mean, High Rise 4 of 8 seems like somewhere where you could get a lot of things done as the spy. You just have so many options compared to normal, but AJ hasn't really been taking advantage of it. But this is what happens when you play a venue setup that isn't usually played. Maybe you just have a bit of decision paralysis. You're not quite sure what to do. Because usually on this venue, if it's 3 missions, you just kind of flirt, contact, maybe go for a soft tell. But you have so many more options this time.
Green flirt for 26% most of the way across the conversation. I think at this point, AJtehbest is probably just going to have to try to induce a shot on someone else. But we actually are heading out to statues, trying to get mission progress here. I'm just worried it's too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, hard tells can be done pretty quickly. If we swap the statue, hope for a green swap. Honestly, I think that might be one of our best plays at this point, but we don't go for it. Again, you can just walk from one statue to the other, and then you could swap that statue, and then you could bug the ambassador. You know, it's possible to get that done in less than a minute. Flirt's at 60% now, so if we walk away, I don't know, do an inspect swap, come back to the ST, that's a way to get missions done.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was a green test on the... Oh, a bug attempt! As the ambassador steps through behind, just a little bit late on the hit, so it didn't actually take, unfortunately, 30 seconds to play. But we do take a low light for a half a second.
Yeah, because we haven't been doing anything. I don't know if the low light was on purpose, but we definitely don't seem spy-like because we're not doing anything all game. It's probably too late to finish now. There's not enough time. I don't know
Yeah,
what
even
AJ's
just
thinking,
with
but
the
you
inspect
can't.
swap, it's not going to finish missions. We do take the swap, we do take the bullet, but it wouldn't have mattered one way or the other, I don't think.
Yeah, AJ may be panicking a bit there at the end because obviously to us watching, we know 14 seconds isn't enough for an inspect swap. Maybe he was trying to frame someone who'd been at that statue recently, but no, there's no one. So I think he just lost track of time there, unfortunately. So the set is tied up now. It's 3-3, even though AJ had the early lead.
Yeah, but AJ has not done a good job of time management from the spy side, and Aiko has been able to pull it back even. Aquarium up next. Let's see what Aiko's able to do with it first. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Well, Aiko loves the swaps. This would be a great venue to do a swap on because you can just do it behind the shark this time. I would not be surprised to
Absolutely.
see that at all. Oh, a nice 22% flirt to start off the game. What's with this conversation circle?
I
Guys,
know,
you
I
can't
was
see
about
each
to
other's
say.
faces like this. Like, spread out more. How are you? What is this?
Yeah, everyone is just ganging up on Bling Twin.
Blink Twin's like the celebrity or something. Everyone just wants to
Indeed.
meet him. Oh,
Right,
seduction
Aiko.
target.
Aiko steps away from that awkward conversation out to the statues in the back to start things off.
Yeah, I mean, just pick up your first inspect now, gives you the option to finish with an inspect swap later. It does mean that we've become a highlight. Oh god, AJ's zooming in, trying to make sure no one's bugging this ambassador behind the shark right there at the front. I wonder if Rocker's going to pick up suspicion because she just handed him a briefcase behind the shark. She could have bugged there.
Back into conversation with the seduction target we go, also in with the double agent here. Honestly, it's not a bad time for the contact.
Yeah, I think if you want to finish with an inspect swap, the earlier you do it, the better. Just because the sniper doesn't necessarily want to commit to a shot that early. So if we can go for the contact right now, and we are, it's not letting off too many lowlights either. It's a really good contact.
Unfortunately, it's not good enough because the double agent bailed on us at the last moment. So the contact didn't take. It was a white test on the flirt up to 56%. Still 2 minutes and 15 seconds to play, so we do have some time, but this is not going the way Aiko had hoped.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it could have been. I think 2 minutes is enough to salvage it. Is the double agent going to come back to us? No, he's wandering around. He looks lost. He goes to the other conversation now, and Aiko's probably thinking, do I go join him or do I flirt? But the flirtation cooldown comes off. Ooh, we hit a green flirt, 100%.
Yeah, that's always nice to see, especially once you start getting a little bit behind on the timer.
So
But
we
where do we
want
go
to go for the
next?
contact. I mean, God, that conversation is so full with the double agent. We could, I mean, honestly, a fake if we want to get a civilian shot could also happen at this point. I don't know, but with so little time left, I think the plan is probably, I mean, an inspect swap can always work, right? You don't need too much time to get that done.
That's very true. Just need one more mission completion if we're going to do the inspect swap at the end. We do still have 1 minute and 10. No prints. Contact still available, so that's probably the ideal solution to the second mission.
Yeah, maybe Aiko is just waiting for the shark to line up well to get a bug on the ambassador. Yes, the shark is going to go cover the ambassador in a moment. Is there any chance that Aiko tries to get a bug during that? We're going to take the contact. The ambassador is going to walk right behind us. Are we able to get a bug? No, we're not. We're just in the middle of talking.
So a few lowlights on the contact, but not too bad, all things considered. I definitely think it's probably going to be an inspect swap situation, as we do head out to the statues with the shark incoming from the side. I think we may have mistimed this ever so slightly. It's top shark, though, so it's not going to block anything.
I don't think we
No
should
swap,
swap. Yeah.
just the
Oh,
inspect, but
God.
the shot comes off anyways. AJ the Best is on top of it.
Wow, I mean, that's a good shot from AJ because we hadn't done a hard tell or anything. Is it just a shot for the spy-like timing of finishing your inspects with 20 seconds left?
It may well be. Also, there's a
That's a
chance
good
he was
shot.
worried about a green swap into a shark walk.
Yeah, that's possible. I didn't think swapping there was going to be the right play. I thought we should just hope to go for some sort of bug or something because I thought a swap would be looked at, and it would have been looked at because we
Oh
were
yeah.
apparently the top suspect at that moment. That's a good shot from AJ,
Penny
being
in the
able to
red.
shoot a spy who didn't do any hard tell at all. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well played from AJ as they step into the spy side next versus Aiko's sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yep. And so AJ has a slight lead again, just needs to win the spy game here in order to get a 2-point lead like he had earlier. Oh, it's the delegate play. This is what worked on pub. Oh, God. And we just
Instant
immediately
send
delegate.
going really fast here.
Yeah, Aiko might
Got
not
the
even be
bug as
expecting.
well out of it.
Oh,
So
God.
this is kind of a rush coming out of AJ.
Yeah, this is looking
There's
really
the
good. I don't know
delegate.
if Aiko's expecting a purloin to come off so soon. The list is gone. Not seeing any reaction from Aiko. I don't know if you even expect anyone to have taken the list so soon because there was barely anyone at the bar.
Yeah, this is an amazing start from AJ. He's been having trouble with time management for the first few spy games, so best way to stop that from happening is to just take a rush.
Exactly. It's like, is this the same spy that we just saw on High Rise, just not getting any missions done? This is just the total opposite. And I think it's working. I don't think Aiko is on top of the purloin at all. There's a chance that Aiko has finally noticed it and might have some recollection of which guests were at the bar at the start. But then there's also the fact that the bug got taken. Uh, wow.
Yeah.
This is AJ's game to lose for sure. I would be shocked if AJ doesn't manage to win here. I also think we could see a civilian shot because Aiko doesn't know who took that list. Oh, God, AJ's even getting low
Penny in the
lit.
red.
Yeah, low lights for late noticing the purloin, I think is what happened. The shot comes off on the wrong target. I think that was always going to be AJ's game, even with a slight miss on that last flirt. But a very, very well played spy game. Just was able to get things done before Aiko was able to catch up. And by the time he did figure out what was going on, it was far too late to figure out the correct world from it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Aiko was zooming in on when we went for the bug, but Aiko was just not watching that bug at all. The camera was just zoomed in elsewhere on the venue. So, yeah, AJ got away with everything. Very
AJ
nice.
back to the 2-point lead. It's 3-5, the current scoreline as we head into library 4 of 8. 19 guests, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, play it.
Oh, God, we're right near the ambassador. Aiko potentially wanted to chase him for a bug, but he gets away too fast. And so we change and go to the bookshelf instead because we also have our seduction target here.
Yeah, a fast ambassador already ahead of you and walking in the other direction is not someone you want to try to chase down for a bug, but immediately pulls out a yellow book to start trying to slip that in somewhere else.
Yeah, we got a green flirt with our seduction target, but you wouldn't know it because we're at 33%, which is the number you get for a white flirt because he was just really far away from us. But
Yeah.
considering we just kind of randomly bumped into him at the bookshelf there, we'll take it.
Absolutely. Green test on the second one as well to bring us up to 84. Any flirt will finish this, other than, of course, a red test.
Yeah, and with just a lot of things to look at on this venue at the start, I don't know if AJ is going to know where that book came from. We're hiding behind a pillar here, so the sniper can't even see that we have a book, can't even think, where did Boots get that book from? So I think if we go put it in another bookshelf later, it might work. And if it does, that would be the only hard tell we need because this is library any 4 of 8. There's a lot of pressure on the sniper here. If you miss one hard tell, if one hard tell gets done off screen when you're not looking, you now have no hard evidence to shoot the spy, and you'll not get another chance. So it's a lot of pressure.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see what Aiko's plan here is. It's a bit of a weird... I thought he was going to go into green and drop that book, but no, he just brings it all the way back to where it came from.
Wow, not having confidence in the microfilm, I guess. Maybe he did think that the sniper noticed him at the start. We were near the ambassador at the start and we sort of redirected kind of blatantly to that bookshelf. So maybe Aiko thought there's a chance that AJ actually did see me and that I can't get away with this. But putting the book back means that you have almost no mission progress now with only over a minute left.
Yeah, this is a very difficult situation. Out for a green time ad. Aiko knows he's behind the clock here. So he
But it
does
was
take
right
the
in front of
time
the
ad.
ambassador. Like, that's exactly where the sniper might be looking. If it was a white test, we could have been in major danger, but even as a
Yeah,
green test, I feel the sniper might have been looking for that.
maybe. Into center statues we go to pick up our, well, a full mission completion out of that, but still. Time is ticking, a minute and 30 on the spy clock, and we still need a flirt. We still need this contact here. And something else besides. It's going to be the Purloin, the final mission. There's the contact to try to distract. Here we head out to the flirt,
Oh,
but we
safety off
did
on
get
us.
safety off on us for a second here. This could wind up ending in disaster. There's the list gone. What's the reaction from AJ? 5 seconds. Can he find the culprit? No, he cannot. And Aiko somehow gets away with it.
Wait, how? But the safety came off on us just a moment earlier. I thought AJ was all over that. What? I'm shocked.
Banana bread.
Yeah, me too. I guess the safety must have been for something unrelated, and he didn't really notice what was going on with the drinks, rather.
Wow, yeah, and just the fact that we just picked up that highlight a moment ago for going to center statues and the sniper seemed to already be watching us. I don't know what was happening there. I think AJ was mostly on top of it, but I guess maybe just didn't have the full confidence or just missed something at the last moment. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Aiko back within 1 on the sniper side of Library 4 of 8. Let's see how AJtehbest is able to play this from the spy end in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Yeah, so are we going to see the AJ who waits around a long time before getting mission progress, or are we going to see more quick progress? Well, a time ad,
Oh
oh
my.
god, that's technically progress. You did
This is
something, but
it's the wrong player's progress, though. We have given Aiko a huge suspect.
yeah, I mean,
34% on the flirt and a time ad is not reason to do this.
Heiko took a bunch of lowlights, maybe lowlit anyone who he was sure was nowhere near a window, but that doesn't mean half the party is still a suspect. I think it means that he just saw the time ad. Maybe there were one or two other people at windows at the same time as us, but it's not possible for AJ to get any missions done at this point unless one of those other highlights becomes super, super, super active.
Yeah, my guess is in a casual game he would have just pulled the trigger there, but this is competitive SpyParty, so you've got to dot your I's and cross your T's.
Yeah, I mean, Queen and Duke were at the windows when we did the time ad, but we were the person that the laser was staring down first. So I think it's safe to say that we are the top suspect here. If Queen or Duke just become really, really active, that's basically what we're hoping for. The problem is, does AJ even know that? Does AJ have any idea how much suspicion he got for the time ad? Probably not. We need to do a contact when like Duke and Queen are in conversation, and even then it's a slim, slim chance.
Yeah, you've got Queen as your seduction target, so ideally you could red test them a bunch and send them off to look suspicious, but unfortunately AJ just doesn't have the knowledge we have.
He has no idea that he's in such a bad position. I mean, maybe he knows because he's playing really slow here. It's possible to feel the laser on you. I mean, we did get a highlight right after doing the time ad, and it's possible that AJ felt that. So maybe that's why he's playing
Here's the
so slowly.
Purloin.
We go for a green purloin. Yeah. Oh, requesting a drink so
Oh,
that we take innocently.
this is a fun play. That's the kind of thing that can absolutely get you deleted if the next person takes and the sniper gets a look at the fade, but usually this is a very fun little move. There's the contact coming off. There's
Oh god.
just a shot. Goes for the bug on the way out, but the bullet had already left the chamber by the time that happened.
It's like, wait, no, sniper, you didn't even see the purloin. Just wait, why are you shooting me? The purloin, there's no purloin that's gone off, and I took innocently, so it couldn't be me. And it's you didn't need. Why don't you wait for the purloin, Mr. Sniper? What are you shooting me for? Oh well, AJ was doomed from the start on that one.
Yeah, that was just not the start you want to see. Aiko down by 2, brought it back just to go down by 2 and bring it back again. We're tied at 5 going into Redwoods 4 of 8 in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
God, speaking of things you don't want to see, you don't want to see Redwoods when potentially the fate of the rest of the tournament is on the line. It's the last 2 games of the set. One player, if they come out with a win here, they're probably going to move on to the bracket stage. I know it's a little early to be saying that, but just based on the players in the group, whoever wins this set is probably moving on, and whoever loses is probably not making it out of the group stage. So it all comes down to Redwoods, and Aiko has already picked up a highlight.
Yep, opens the game at green bookcase to pick up a single inspect and put the book right back down again. Aiko already has that highlight, 1 of 2, has very little progress to show for it, but it is a pretty routine statue highlight, so we'll see what happens later on.
Yeah, and even with a highlight, it's probably hard to see everything that Disney is going to be doing here because there's so many trees in the way. If more people pick up highlights, you have Leopard over at the bookcase right now. She could pick up a highlight as well. Yeah, she does. So the more highlights that happen, the better. Also, if you remember that Disney only had 1 inspect, maybe it's not that suspicious that he goes and picks up just 1 more, because he could go pick up 2 more at a time, but he did just 1.
Yeah.
He's not flirting with anyone. He clearly has never been in conversation the whole game. If
Oh,
you're watching, oh
my
god,
god,
no,
the standing bug attempt at the
Oh.
window. You see AJ nodding. He got a look at it. The shot comes off, and this puts AJtehbest in a commanding position, 1 game away from taking the set.
Yeah, Redwoods has a lot of cover, but that was not a spot with cover at the moment. That was one of the most obvious bugs I have ever seen. The highlighted arm just moving past the low-lit text, just like the sun rising over a dark landscape. It was so visible. Okay, well, AJ is in a position to win the set. AJ on match point here.
1 game to go. AJ on the spy, Aiko on the sniper in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I mean, if there's anywhere you want to be where you need to just win 1 more game to get through, as Redwood's spy game is the one you would pick. You wouldn't pick the sniper game, but AJ already got the win on that one. What an interesting position we're at this pad.
Strange.
Oh no, this doesn't look good. It looks like you're flirting, but you're not even. And wait, what? What?
Got all 3 inspects done, though. Started at the other bookcase, took, basically got AI controlled and just immediately landed there, took the 1 inspect and immediately stepped over to the other bookcase. So inspects are completely done. We never have to visit another statue site.
Well, that's good, but it looked so bad that we were just standing behind her. I mean, I guess it's legal. I guess it's legal because there was a lot of space on the pad. She was at the front, we were at the back. I suppose that's allowed, but I think it must have drawn so much of Aiko's attention that we are probably going to be watched now. We probably have Teal at the forefront of our mind.
Yeah, not a great situation, but at least we don't have to go back to statues. And if that first visit came off relatively unseen and we never go back to another statue pad, that's likely going to throw off Aiko's mission count significantly.
Yeah, I agree with that. If there's a chance that Aiko just watches for a mission count on Teal and she just never finishes missions.
There's the
But we
delegate
still need to get
send
missions done. Yeah.
onto, I believe, the double agent.
Oh, that's really, really risky. If the sniper's on top of the purloin, you'll be the only suspect. Oh god, we're going for a briefcase at the same time. The purloin, the delegate gets taken. It's not actually being watched by Aiko though, so
No,
maybe we're
I
gonna
think
get
this
away with
worked
it.
out. So we've got one print off of the briefcase, purloin done, inspects done. No flirt progress with 1:15 to play. So this is a
Yeah.
very unusual game indeed.
It really looked like the laser was watching us so closely after we did that briefcase. I feel like we're a suspect, but yet I also don't
Oh
even
no.
know if the purloin has been seen. Oh god, the seduction target walked away. AJ could win this, but we just don't have the flirt, and I think you have to give up on it at this point. If you hit a green flirt right now, you can
And
maybe
he
finish
does!
flirt.
He does hit the green flirt. It's 51% just before the seduction target walked away. So that's still available. But we don't have another print.
Yeah, there's no
This should
opportunity for
finish
Prince. The
flirt
ambassador's
if
just
we hit the
standing
green
there.
test.
Oh god, I think we're a suspect. I think Aiko's already watching
Flirt
us just
done.
to see if we flirt, and we're
And
shot for
we
it.
did indeed flirt. The shot comes off. The match ends in a draw. Aiko able to hold strong, and oh my god, they're going to spend the rest of the group stage desperately playing for tie breaks. Literally every game from here on out is going to count for these two.
Oh god, yeah, it's going to be a stressful next 2 weeks for both of them. So, as a reminder, they're going up against Nebula and Dodo. So, Nebula, I don't think either of them would expect to get a win against, but now they have to try to get as many points as possible. In the Winter Cup, you play out all 12 games no matter what, and those games will count for tiebreaker purposes. And so both of these players are going to be hoping that they win the tiebreak.
Yeah. What a finish to that. That was one hell of a set.
Yeah, wow, what a spy game. Just the fact that we started at that bookcase with sorry and picked up suspicion. I think if it wasn't for that, that could have worked out for AJ. I thought we'd get away with it anyway if the first inspect wasn't seen. I really had no idea who was going to win
Yeah.
that. It's so unfortunate for AJ there to just end up with a tie. Oh well.
Well, they both played very well. It was a back and forth set, but neither of them were able to get enough clearance to make it happen.